I think none of us really, first of all, knew what we were letting ourselves in for.
One has to pinch yourself and remind ourselves where we were literally 20 years ago.
I don't think we ever imagined that the development would go to the point where it is now.
So it all started in 1820 back in England with the 1820 settlers movement from southwest of England out to the Eastern Cape. And the first person there was Richard Gush, and that's Giles and mine great-great-great-grandfather. Richard's son Joseph then was a transport rider from Port Elizabeth to Salem and other places. He saw this property, and in 1853 he purchased it along with another local person, and that was how Woodbury came to be in the hands of the Gush family.
John and my father Henry farmed in partnership with each other for a number of years. Amongst other things, they had merino sheep, they had beef cattle, they had a dairy, they had Angora goats, and they farmed a couple of crops including chicory. Then there was a very big drought in the end of the 80s, early 90s. The Bushman's River, which was a big supply of water for irrigation for growing crops for our dairy, ran in 1989 and didn't run again until 1995. And we actually got to a point where we were actually digging in the riverbed looking for sources of water. 1994 was the new democratically elected government in South Africa, and so the tourism industry started developing. And then we kind of decided maybe there's an opportunity here for us to try tourism on our farms rather than being subjected to a drought again like we had. The Folsers had a braai in December 1998 where we first started talking about the possibility of doing something together. The family all came down together, and here at Woodbury Lodge where we're sitting at the moment, we came and had a picnic. It was just bare bush, and decided that was this the site that we wanted to use to start building on.
We literally just hired one bricklayer, we had a team of thatchers, and the rest of it was done by our farm staff and ourselves and our fathers. First of all, October, we actually had the official opening of Amakhala on the Woodbury dining room deck, where all the members got together and we signed our constitution in a historic moment, and then that's how we launched the reserve. And that December we opened our first 2 rooms. Kathy and Jennifer, our wives, were the first chefs, and then we just had like a kitchen lady to help and one other guy and a guide, and that is how we ran for the first couple of months. Each year we added on to the building infrastructure here. We added on rooms until we had 7 rooms, building 2 family rooms, and then we built this lounge that we now are currently sitting in, put in our first pool, outdoor deck, and the boma areas. And it was a progression every year. We built our way up to this current state, and our staffing of course as well. We went from those original 2 staff, and the lady that was actually helping at our house at that stage is now one of our main chefs at the Woodbury Tented Camp. So we're very much a family business in the sense that most of our staff, besides the more skilled ones, come off the farms from Giles and I and have a connection with our families that have grown up and lived on the farms when we were farming before.
We had the opportunity of renting some ox wagons that the pioneer voortrekkers used to cross South Africa in, and these ox wagons had been done up into bedrooms. The ox wagon camp was alright, but it didn't seem to capture the imagination of the international guests quite as we would have liked. So we sent the ox wagons back and put tents in at Woodbury Tent Camp, and we decided to go for a slightly at a 3-star level to complement Woodbury Lodge at a 4-star level.
I think it's been a great success. We run the 2 camps together, the lodge and the camp.
When we originally talked about the game introductions into the reserve, we kind of thought we gave ourselves kind of a 15-year progression to when we were going to have all the game that we wanted. But we soon realized that to be competitive in the market, we would have to do it a lot quicker than that.
We encouraged friends or family that might feel, the way forward was to invest in some game. So we had a kind of a game investment contract available. In that first year there was a small herd of Kempsbuck that arrived, and some black wildebeest and some zebra. And then my uncle from overseas, he bought a herd of eland. And then my mother, she bought the first giraffe. Our 40 plus giraffe that are on the reserve now have all stemmed from those original giraffes. So it's an incredible breeding success story.
I can't remember exactly when the elephant was, but they were a herd that was captured in Pinda and brought down. We all turned out in force and were positioned on the hillside to watch this whole thing. So our family were worried about things like elephant and what they were going to do to the natural vegetation and things like that. And obviously we were pleasantly surprised with it.
We are really blessed to have this environment, to go out there, drive home and just pass an elephant. One has to pinch yourself and remind ourselves where we were literally 20 years ago. We just had sheep and cows here and none of these animals here. It's actually, it's amazing.
But the fact of the matter is that 20 years later, the members are still good or friends and happy to work together. Is a real testament to all of us. It really is beyond our dreams, and it's been a great journey for all of us to be part of. And and hopefully we'll continue to be part of, and we'll have children that want to be part of it too.